Yes, it's your boy Nigel, aka Cobby Taylor. And right about now, we really want to just dive into more Soundtrap. Okay, so basically, I really want you to have a look at my screen, and you will see on the right hand side, there's a really intuitive toolbar that has lots of really cool sounds and effects. And I think it's a good place to start. So if you have a look at this first icon, it looks like a music note. Then we've got one option here, which is sound, and then there's packs. So you can imagine sounds are the individual ingredients that go to make a pack. So you can search sound library by sound like bass, piano, beats, or you can choose by instrument like guitar, synth, or you can choose by like effects, or even genre, so hip hop, R&B, pop, rock, and vocals at the end. So if you just pick something like this, as you can see, that's just an arpeggiated piano. Go down, you've got like a kick loop. If you go to packs, the difference is these are sounds that have been created by people that fit together. So if you press play on one of these packs like this one, you will see that when you actually click into it, all the sounds are R&B sort of sounds. And if you want to create that story, then use these packs because the sounds will kind of work together. That's nice. I want to put a little love heart next to that. Yeah, so also if you have a look, if they have the same name like branch, all of the branch sounds will work together, so be aware of that, okay? Okay, so that's sounds and that's packs. What's next? This is a really cool feature. This is a collaboration feature. You can invite people to kind of like be a part of your project. So for example, I could be over here in Hull making beats for you, and maybe you could have a rapper that's in America, and you two can work on the same project together. So the guy in America, he could be using the microphone and recording his vocals in and adding autotune and all that stuff, while you over here in the UK, you're the one that's building the beat. So I think the collaboration thing is great. You can do it live. You can also actually be on a call with each other, so you can like talk to each other and make beats at the same time. I think it's brilliant. It's really intuitive. Probably one of my favorite features. Next is the comment section. Sometimes if you just want to leave comments, and then, you know, the person you're working with, he can actually read the comments and kind of sign things off. When you get into like more of a professional workflow where you're working with clients, that's how we work. You know, a client will say, I like this song, but these are the 3 things I want you to change. And then you just kind of go through the comments and you just action one by one. So that's a really useful feature. Yeah, so if you have a look at this section over here, this is the FX section. If it's in purple, it's going to essentially be a distortion. Now, the job of distortion is to make things sound more gritty, more hard, and bring them forward in the mix. So like a bit crusher, that gives it like a distorted, crunchy sound, a fuzz sound. Again, that all of these things are making it sound more industrial. So if it's purple, remember it's going to sound more aggressive. If we go to this section where they are, I would say that's like a pinky sort of color. These things are going to add movement. So like a chorus is going to make the sound modulate a little bit and make it actually softer, but wider. And these are really good. So if you imagine like these effects are like your paintbrushes, how are you going to paint your sound? How are you going to texture your sound? So yeah, like let's have a quick look. Like a rotary, that's amazing. It kind of like turns the volume up and down really, really quickly to make it sound more emotional and less synthetic. Then you've got all of these sort of green ones. Yeah, these are just standard to deal with width and size of the sound. So delays. So a delay is like when you hear a noise and it goes 1, 1, 1, 1. There's only been one sound, but it's repeated maybe 6 to 8 times. And that's what a delay is. And that just basically adds vibe and adds depth to your mix. Then we get to the brown section. These are your EQs. These are surgical EQs. If, for example, you've got a bass sound that sometimes bass sounds can be too bassy, but you don't want to turn down the bass. What you might want to do is scoop out some of the frequencies within the bass. This is your surgical section. So this equalizer here, this is a really great equalizer. You can put a filter on it. So filters basically allow some sounds to get through and some sounds don't. So if, for example, you've got something that's really high pitched and it's actually a bit hard to listen to, but you like the sound, you can just put a filter on it and take away the high pitched sounds. All of these ones in green, yeah, they're essentially for vocals. So you've got a de-esser. That means when you get somebody that's on the mic and they've got very strong S's, you can basically put a de-esser on it, which basically turns down just the S note in their vocals, and it can make the vocal sound a lot smoother, a lot brighter as well. You know, vocal clarity does what it says on the tin. If you've got a poor mic or you haven't got an expensive mic, that vocal clarity will sharpen up for you. Next, you've got this sort of pinky section here. These are amps. Anything that's an amp basically makes a sound louder. But the really cool thing about amps is they have a lot of character. So these make things louder, but they also add vibe. And that's it. This is the sidebar, and I think it's one of the best features in Soundtrap. Stay tuned for more.